plan out this kind of jumbled mess of 5 balls in the center of the table near the left-hand side pocket. But you really have to be careful what you're telling yourself about this if you just look at this as totally impossible, like you're playing straight pull patterns here, and you're not a straight pull player. That's a negative thought, and you can't start a game like that. Your brain is believing what you're telling, and we're going to be talking more about issues like this in the coming year. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at the pattern, and we can note that the 2 and the 4 went on the break. So the opening 3 balls are the 1 ball, the 3 ball, and the 5 ball, which is kind of unusual in itself. But for now, let's take a look at the 5 ball line and see what we need to do for the rest of these balls. And speaking of lines, this is really deceiving. It looks like we're on the right side of the 1 ball line, but if we look at the actual line, we can see we're on the left side of the line, which opens up this top rail to get right on this 3 ball. But what is right on the 3 ball? And to answer that question, we have to go back to the 5 ball and take a closer look at the 5 and where we need to be on the 5. And there's no doubt in the world that we have to get down table just because it's the only pocket we have for the 5 ball is the left-hand side pocket. And you'll note when I shoot the 3 that I'm using the 9 ball as a stopper to get right on the 5. But that's a little sketchy in itself, because if we just stop on the 9, we're going to be straight in on the 5, and then how am I going to get on the 6 ball? With that, we can go back to the 3 and conclude that we have to be on the left-hand side of this 3 ball in order to get down table. But exactly where down table do we need to be? And with that, we can say we need to be on the right-hand side of the line, but this is touchy, not too far on the right-hand side. And another thing that makes it touchy is we're automatically going to be bumping this 8 and trying to roll up and get right on the 6 ball. And with all that, we can take a close look at the 7 and notice we don't have a whole lot of rail to use to get on the 8 ball here, so we're going to have to be careful with that. And we're going to need the right angle on the 7 without getting straight. I don't want to be straight in on the 7. I want to use the angle to get on the 8. And you'll see when we run this out exactly how we do that. So now we can see it's really not that bad. It's a whole lot better than what we first might have assumed about this rack. And again, we have to be really careful about what we tell ourselves. Our brains are believing what we're telling it. And this is a whole lot of players' downfall. That negative thinking really does nothing but destroy your pool game, and we cannot let that happen. I want to be stressing this issue over and over again. All throughout 2023, the whole mental game needs to be hit on in the pool world, and not too many people are doing it or are even qualified to do it, so I'm going to do it.